Good morning. I would like to call this September the 6th, 2017 meeting of the Planning and Advisory Commission to order. If you'll please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Had some hesitation on the date. I can't believe it's already September. I would like to remind those in the audience and those watching on television that this is the first reading of any rezoning or special exception request brought before us today. We will first hear a reading of the staff report for the case and ask the applicant to provide a brief overview of the request. We will then give the opportunity for anyone in the audience to speak for or against the request. The commissioners will have any needed discussion, then vote and render a recommendation to the City Council. The recommendation will be sent back to the Planning and Advisory Commission for final review and then sent to the City Council, who will hear the request 2 more times before rendering a final decision. We do have minutes that were brought forward. You all, I'm hoping, have had an opportunity to take a look at those minutes. And unless we have any changes, we can accept them as submitted. Does anybody have any corrections or changes that need to be made? All right, well, we will accept those as submitted then. Thank you for those, Mr. Harrett. That will bring us to our first case today, which is actually was on our agenda last meeting, but we did not actually hear the case. This is REZN-07-17-1529, and this is a request to amend the zoning atlas of the Columbus Consolidated Government. Melvin Cooper and Diane Fudge of East Point, Georgia, have submitted an application for 3931, 3937, and 4003 Joyce Street, and those would represent parcel numbers 080-001-026, parcel number 080-001-009, and lastly, parcel number 080-001-010. The current zoning is SFR1, which is Single Family Residential 1, and the proposed zoning is SFR2, Single Family Residential 2. The property is located in Council District 6, Allen. Mr. Harrett, if you'll read the staff report, please.
Thank you, Chairwoman. Applicant is Melvin Cooper and Diane Fudge. Owner is WSCCM Incorporated. Location is 3931, 3937, and 4003 Joyce Street. Acreage is 1.46 acres. Current zoning classification is Single Family Residential 1. Proposed zoning classification is Single Family Residential 2. Current use of property is Single Family Residential. The proposed use is Single Family Residential. General land use is consistent. It is in Planning Area A. Current land use designation is SFR, which is Single Family. Future land use designation is Single Family Residential. It is compatible with existing land uses, and there are no environmental impacts. All city services are provided. Traffic impact will increase by 47.85 trips per day. There are no school impacts. It will require a Category C buffer on all property that abuts RO. We notified 17 people. We received no calls or emails. I don't have any more additional information. Is there any questions?
Commissioners, any questions for Mr. Harrett regarding the staff report? Mr. Bollinger.
The report that I received said there was one phone call. Do you know what the nature of that call was?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. That's from last time. There was one person who had called, had a general question about it from the neighborhood that's abutting it, wanted to know what was going on. We explained that they were wanting to take it from 3 lots to 5, put in single-family houses. They were happy for the information, and were happy that the old dilapidated house that was there was going to get torn down.
Oh, well, good.
So,
okay, information.
thank you.
Any other questions, commissioners, regarding the staff report? All right, well, if the applicant will please come forward, and if you will state your name and address in the mic, right here. Give us your name and your address, and give us a brief overview of what you are wanting to accomplish.
Okay, good morning. My name is Diane Fudge. are part of WCCM and AHB General Contractors. The property that we've acquired 3 lots that were located there on Joyce Street. It is our intention to combine all of those lots and divide it and arrive at 5 lots. We would like to build 5 single-family homes. We have reviewed within about a 3-mile radius of the area to get an idea of what kind of homes are being built. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
As well as the price tag of those homes. So it would end up being 5 homes that would be present there. All of the homes, the price tag is going to be between $250,000 and $300,000. Each home will have, they are craftsman-style homes that we're proposing to build. They will have 2-car garages, and actually, I do have a rendering sort of them as well that I can give to you, just to kind of give you a little idea. I don't know if it will show on there. Okay.
So will they all be identical?
No, they will not all be identical. We will do, different, some of the features we incorporate, but there'd be 5 different plans, but they'll
Gotcha.
be complementary,
Sure.
To one another. But they will not be identical, and we will not use the same colors and things like that.
I don't have this in front of me, but what are the lot sizes?
The whole area was like.
Well, I'm just talking about individual
Okay,
lots.
the individual lots.
Thank you,
I don't
sir.
have-
Oh, I got it right here. I got
Okay.
it. Okay. Okey-doke. All right, commissioners, any questions for the applicant? No questions? Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak against this recommendation? I see none. Anyone who would like to speak in favor of it? And there being none, do I hear a motion? Mr. Reese?
Of course. As it relates to matter REZN 07171529, applicant Melvin Cooper and Diane
Can I
Fudge.
get you to pull your mic down just a little bit? Sorry. Go ahead.
All right.
Thank you.
As it relates to matter REZN 07171529, applicant Melvin Cooper and Diane Fudge, owner WCCM Incorporated, location 3931, 3937, 4003 George Street, 1.47 acreage, currently zoned as a single-family resident 1, proposed zoning single-family residence 2. It's consistent with the current general land use or planning area A. It's currently land designation as single-family, and future land use with the proposal today would be single-family. Is compatible with the existing usage. Traffic impact will be minimum at 47.85. Buffer requirement should be category C buffer along with all property lines bordered by the RO zoning district. With no further recommendations from the staff, I move that we approve this application.
All right, and I have a second from Mr. Davis. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. And it is unanimous, so we will send that on with a recommendation for approval. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right, that brings us to our next case, which is REZN-08-17-1685. This is a request to amend the zoning atlas of the Columbus Consolidated Government. Ora E. Powell of Columbus, Georgia, has submitted an application for 8541 Veterans Parkway. This is parcel number 079-001-019. The current zoning is SFR1, Single Family Residential 1, and the proposed zoning is GC General Commercial. The property is located in Council District 2, Davis. Mr. Harrod, the staff report, please.
Thank you, Chairwoman. Applicant is Danny Hawley Jr. and Kumar Patel. Owner is Ora E. Powell. Location is 8541 Veterans Parkway. Acreage is 3.45 acres. Current zoning classification is single-family residential 1. Proposed zoning classification is GC, general commercial. Current use of the property is vacant. Proposed use of property is neighborhood store with gas station. The site plan does show a restaurant inside the building. So as you- we'll have some commercial restaurant aspect to it. General land use is inconsistent. It is in planning area E. Current land use designation is single-family residential. Future land use designation is mixed use. It's compatible with existing land uses, is not compatible with existing land uses. The environmental, there are no environmental impacts. There are no, all city services are provided. Traffic impact will increase by 613 annual average daily trips. Once the Veterans Parkway widening project is complete, this roadway will function with a level of B service. There are no traffic engineering concerns. The buffer requirement would be Category C for all properties that abut SFR1 or RE1 zoning district. There were 34 people that were sent notifications. We had one email yesterday that indicated that they were strongly against the rezoning.
Okay.
Any questions?
Any questions, commissioners, on the staff report?
What was the reasoning in the email?
They said they lived in the residential area that was around there, and they felt that it didn't go with the makeup of the type of development that's going on.
Any other questions regarding the staff report? All right. If the applicant will please come forward and state your name and address and give us a brief overview.
Thank you. My name is Manu Patel, 8541 Veterans Parkway. I got tried to build out for, looks like I own the property on 7160 Mark City Grill and Chevron gas station as a neighborhood community help out for grocery and that kind. That is 8541 is the longest 700-800 frontage Veterans Parkway. And plus Harris County first store in Muskogee County. That's why I help out for that way and establish the neighborhood commercial.
Any questions, commissioners, regarding Mr. Greenblatt?
With the property being almost 3.5 acres, I know the gas station won't take up that much. What do you plan to do with the rest of the property, or do you have a plan?
Looks like, Mark City, 7160 Moon Road is a Knowledge Way, same shopping center, small. And put the small restaurant and neighborhood community help out for the beauty parlor, some kind.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions, commissioners, regarding the application? All right, I see none. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak against this request? And I see none. Anyone speaking in favor of it? We have none. So do I hear a motion, commissioners? Mr. Reese?
Question.
Yes.
For staff.
Sure.
Looking at the future land use, I do see where it's designated to be mixed use. And I know this may be hard, but can you give us like a time frame of when someone may expect it, all of this to be mixed use, or is that where we're moving toward? Because right now it's zoned as single family, and existing land use is just said rural residential.
Sure. It can be up for interpretation. We're getting ready to redo the comp plan. So within probably the next year, it will be updated, and that could possibly change depending on how the people in that planning district feel that they want to see, what type of growth they want to see out there, whether they want to see sprawl or they want to see things start being pulled back in and there being more neighborhood centers and nodes of commercial development with residential around it.
So would the request today fit within that mixed use?
To a degree, that's not, when we talk about mixed use, we're more talking about something that has a residential component as well as a commercial component. That's the type of mixed use that we're talking about.
So with his planned development, he could only accomplish that with the commercial zoning?
He could accomplish it with, we don't have necessarily a mixed use that would allow for what he's wanting to do. RO would have residential attached to it, and that's our mixed use zoning district that is on the books for people to be able to use. The commercial would be the only thing that would accommodate what he is wanting to put in, at the size that he's wanting to put it in.
You know, we've talked about this before. I guess my only concern here is if we change this to commercial, then that opens up that area for any future commercial development, even if he leaves. And I'm not sure if that will be consistent with mixed use. And I was hoping that we could articulate through this conversation another resolution to where we could at least protect the integrity of that neighborhood from a commercial perspective.
With the Euclidean zoning, there's only so much we can do for that. And that's what the buffers are designed to do, to some degree, is to buffer that particular use. Now, as far as the commercial growth growing down Veterans Parkway, some of that was put into place with the overlay district to kind of shield some of that from having buffering on the front, and what kind of signage you can put in, some of the architectural standards that you have to go by. But as far as allowing for the commercial sprawl, that will be addressed when we redo the comprehensive plan this year.
So my last question, I promise.
No, you're fine,
How
please.
close is the closest commercial development to this particular property?
It's a gas station convenience store on the other side of Veterans, not too far in town. Is this the,
Yeah, this is the place right here. So right now is where they are doing the 4-lane of
no,
Veterans.
I'm curious. Yeah, it's on this side.
On this side, okay.
This is into town, and I think there might be a gas station. Maybe up here.
Okay.
So that's what you're looking
Yeah,
at.
this is hidden.
So it's, okay.
There's nothing commercial on that side of the road. Back up there is a gas station.
The map, okay, Maple
But
Mark.
there's nothing commercial on that
This is
side.
the
Okay.
Maple Ridge Golf Course up here.
Okay. In a residential area across the street with a buffer. I think we got the answer. It appears to be less than a mile. I mean, I'm not a professional at guessing mileage from a Google map. But it appears to be less than a mile. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I got a question. Kevin? The Hancock Road, where it runs into Veterans, that's a real awkward intersection right there. Will that improve that intersection? And not only is it an awkward intersection, you're not that far from two schools, if I'm not mistaken, possibly three. I think elementary school
Middle school and high school.
and north
Yeah,
side.
Yeah.
there's both in the north side,
It is
elementary, or high and
Three.
middle. Yeah.
I mean, will the traffic improve? I mean, what impact will the traffic have with that property right there at that funny intersection? Because you have to, if you come down, I want to say, one of those streets, I want to say it's the Hancock.
It is Hancock. It kind
Yeah.
of was catty corner.
Yeah, you got to almost look back in order to see the traffic coming. I mean, is that going to improve it, or could it make it worse?
I think there are going to be some improvements due to the widening. It will be a divided highway with a medium in the middle. From what I understand, GDOT is not allowing any more breaks in that median except for the ones that they have put in. So It'll be improved to some degree. I don't know, without having those plans or being able to visit those plans at the moment, I couldn't give you a direct answer on that.
So what you're saying, whether we approve this or not, that property, that intersection is going to improve? I know it's been there for a long
That's
time.
the plan.
I would expect so. I
That's
don't
the
think
plan.
GDOT would make anything that would make any intersection that's currently there worse than what it is now.
Okay.
Good questions. Any other questions, commissioners? Do I hear a motion? Mr. Brannon?
In the case of REZN-08-17-1685, applicant Danny Holly Jr. and Mr. Patel, or EPAL, the owner, location 8541 Veterans Parkway, current zoning classification SFR1, proposed zoning classification general commercial. I move that we adopt the requested change from SFR1 to general commercial, considering that future land use is mixed use and general commercial fits there, kind of.
Do I hear a second? Mr. Greenblatt, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. So I have 2 in favor, all those opposed, and 4 opposed. So it will go with a recommendation not to approve as we push this forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that is all of the cases, actually, that we have today. Couple just reminders about the summer conference being held September 27th and 29th. And also, Commissioner Etheridge has turned in his resignation, so we will be getting a replacement for him, and we appreciate his years of service here for the commission. He has served the city well, I do believe. Any other information that we need to share?
That's all I have at the moment. We will be finding a way to get you guys plugged in to the comprehensive plan. When I find out the completely set dates for each one of the planning areas, if you live in those planning areas or you just want to come to those meetings, we encourage you to attend. We will have a kickoff meeting, and I will get you those dates as well and make sure those are updated on SharePoint. And I'm not sure where you guys, what committee you guys will be in, but I've been pushing to make sure you're part of those committee meetings.
Thank you very much. We are adjourned. Thank you.